Hello everybody, welcome back on my channel. Welcome back to a new video. We are back here, back in the forest, going for a walk. It's been a while since I made my last vlog type video. The reason was we were away. We were gone on a trip outside the country, and so we got some time off. I got some time off. I had some time to regenerate and fuel up and like decompress. I feel a lot better. I honestly felt like I needed a small break, and that was much needed, and it I needed it, and now I feel a lot better, I have to say. I'm back with a lot of energy, and glad to kick things right back off where I left them. Yeah, as you can see, it is quite a rainy day today. Very, very nice. I love the rain. I love going out when it's rainy. I personally quite enjoy rainy weather to go for a walk. That maybe sound weird, or maybe that's the opposite for you, but personally the thing that I love the most is feeling the rain on my jacket and on my head and stuff, but also the sounds that the rain makes are very, very beautiful. So yeah, whenever it rains, I am always the one from my fiance doesn't like to go outside that much when it's rainy, but I always want to go, and so we usually go for a walk, and it's always amazing. So go outside, even if it's rainy. It's the most beautiful thing, in my opinion. Also, it cools down a little bit. We've had quite a warm summer so far, and today is the first day that it's cooled off a little bit. You can really sense that the plants, the forest, everything around us really needed a little break from the hot weather, and I think it's a good thing for everybody here. So yeah, including me. So it feels very good to be back, and yeah, I'll take you along, show you some updates, show you a little bit what has been going on in the meantime. Yeah, and just glad to have you guys back. Welcome. We currently have very, very warm days here in Switzerland. It's well over 30 degrees, probably in the sun directly around about 35 plus degrees, so quite warm. There is something that will come in very handy that I got for my birthday from my sister, and it is a portable ice bath tub, and I'm going to assemble that right now. I think that would be the perfect thing to cool down right now in the summer, and that will be something that I'm going to do right now. one of the reasons why I wanted to try this out is because apparently, or I know this from taking cold showers, that it is very, very beneficial for like your serotonin levels in up there, and you just feel very good. But the other reason is for the body. So you probably know that I train jiu-jitsu, and this is probably the worst sport you can do for your joints and for your body overall. Is pretty bad. So this is something that I, with other things of course, want to try out to maybe reduce certain risk of injury or risk of really messing up what my joints. I'm already doing a very good job with that already, so yeah, that's why I was always very interested in this. For that reason, I am even more interested to try it out now. So I tried it out for the first time. Of course, it was not cold enough. You should like get it below like 10 degrees or something like that. I just filled it up just to give it a test run. But I'm gonna add some ice or maybe some cold packs next time to really get it way down below 10 degrees, and then it's gonna have the real benefits. But for the day today, it was very, very comfortable because it's super hot. And was a nice refreshment. So already for that, it was a great present by my sister. Behind me you can see our raised garden bed, and here in the front you have some zucchini plants, and behind that are some broccoli plants, and those broccoli plants have been growing very, very nicely over the last couple of weeks. But unfortunately, they got infested with a set of caterpillars that like to eat like broccoli plants and like cauliflower plants, etc. That will grow into, I think, a white butterfly. Beautiful animal, but unfortunately there's not really much that you can do against that except in the end take them out. They are pretty much done. All the leaves are completely broken down, and I decided to take them all out so the other plants have more space in the garden bed. My learning for next year, this is something that I found out online, that you can put over the garden bed like a net kind of for all the vegetables that are in the category of the broccoli, and apparently you can prevent that kind of those caterpillars from starting to eat away all your vegetables. This is of course if you don't want to use pesticides, which I don't want to do, so that's pretty much the only way. In this case it's kind of a shame that I have to take them out and pretty much put them away, but that's how it goes. And well, better get started. Let's go right ahead, but I'm gonna quickly show you what I mean exactly. So as you can see, the leaves here are like have all very, very big holes in them. As a contrast to that are the zucchini plants right on the side, right next to them. Those caterpillars don't seem to be very interested in zucchini plants. They only want the broccoli. So they have been eating away for the last couple of days. That is also partially, of course, my fault. I should have realized or seen this earlier, but it's the first time that I have ever heard of this problem, so next year I will be smarter and have a look out. But as you can see, they all have very big holes in here. You can see that they are like underneath the leaves here. You can see the caterpillars, and yeah, I want to leave more space for the zucchini plant so it can grow larger, and well, so I'm gonna take these guys out now. So they are all out of the garden bed. Went very fast, as you can see. Kind of a bummer, not gonna lie. I was really looking forward to the first broccoli from the own garden. So you know, lesson learned. Today I thought I would share with you a motto that I thought about at the beginning of the year. Like in the beginning of each year, I like to reflect the past year. I try to like note down events that I really enjoyed, that have been a highlight for me. And I think about like different areas in my life, like let's say relationships, maybe work, maybe health, fitness, stuff like that. Different areas and how I stand in them and what I can improve upon. You know, basically I think something that a lot of people do on New Year's, and a motto that I like wrote down for myself for this year has been I'm making an effort, so I try to do better. And because I thought about this, that, you know, personally I feel like it can happen that if you do something for a very long time, that you kind of get used to it, and that you are still of course like doing well, but maybe the amount of effort that you put into that activity maybe gets a little bit less than maybe it used to be when it was brand new and fresh and exciting, and just, you know, you couldn't think of anything else to do besides that thing. So I thought it would be a very good thing to remind myself like on a daily or a regular basis, on like when I'm doing an activity, I try to make an effort. I try to do it a little bit better, just to like a tiny little bit. Or if I am with a good friend of mine, or when I'm with my fiance, I have a conversation as an example. I try to make an effort to have an interesting conversation, to ask questions back, to really be in the moment with that person and not get distracted. That can happen, unfortunately for me, quite easily, that I'm in a conversation and that I suddenly have like a whole different imagery and things that I think about in my head at the same time whilst having that conversation. And that is something that of course I really don't want to have or want to do, because that is not, in my opinion, that is not fair for the other person that I'm spending the time with. And I like the person, so I want to well, appreciate the time that I get to spend with them. So whenever I feel that maybe I'm not completely present, or that I'm maybe not at the point that I could be, effort-wise, I like to remind myself, okay, this is my motto for this year. I try to do better. I try to make an effort in the different things that I'm doing, you know, and that really covers every aspect. As an example, I am training or like working out for almost 10 years now, so you know, you get into a mode that you have done certain exercises 1,000 times, and you go on like autopilot a little bit, and then you have to remind yourself, no, I want to do it better this time. I want to make an effort. I actually want to do this exercise the proper way and really execute it perfectly. Or if I am, as I said, with a person, I want to think of interesting conversation points, think of interesting questions to come back, show interest in the person, and show that I appreciate that person and that I appreciate the conversation or the time that I get to spend with that person. So maybe just some thought for you. Maybe you have a motto for yourself for this year or for the last year. If you have an interesting one, please feel free to share. I always find those things very inspiring. And of course, it is not something that always goes perfectly. Even though I try to do it, I'm not perfect, I'm not superhuman. Unfortunately, I still sometimes I'm not on that level that I would like to be, that I would like to hold myself accountable to that standard. So, but you know, just trying already does a lot, in my opinion.